You know, there are thousands of savvy real estate investors out there using this powerful tool that honestly flies completely under the radar for most people. It's called the Land Trust, and it is an absolute game changer for holding property in a way that prioritizes your privacy and protects your assets. So, in the next few minutes, we're going to break down exactly how it works.
So, let me just start with a really simple question. Is your name, right now, on your property deed? For most of us, the answer is going to be yes. But what if I told you that having your name publicly tied to your assets could actually be a major liability? That's the core idea we're going to unpack today.
And that right there, well, that brings us to what you could call the ownership dilemma. See, the most common ways we hold property, whether it's in our own name or even through some business structures, can expose us to risks we might not even see coming.
And this slide just lays out the choice perfectly. A lot of investors, they just default to an LLC, but that comes with some serious trade-offs. Your name is on public record, you've got to have a registered agent, and boom, you're getting hit with annual fees and reports. The Land Trust, on the other hand, flips that entire script. It is designed for privacy from the ground up. You, the beneficiary, are totally private, and you can wave goodbye to those annoying annual state fees.
But here's the thing. This isn't some new, untested loophole. No way. The Land Trust is actually a really old solution with a long-established history right here in the United States.
So what is it exactly? Well, a land trust is just a simple legal agreement. You've got a trustee, they're the one who holds the official public title to the property, but, and this is the key, they do it for the benefit of a beneficiary whose identity stays private. So you still control the property, but your name isn't plastered all over the deed.
And you better believe this thing has stood the test of time. I mean, land trusts became the standard way to own property in a huge hub like Chicago way back in 1891. And today, they are legally valid and used by investors in all 50 states, totally backed up by established case law.
Okay, so this all boils down to one massive central benefit that underpins everything else we're going to talk about, the sheer power of anonymity. And this quote from real estate expert Jack Shea just nails it. Once it's out of your name, you are removed from public view. It's really that simple. The moment you take your name off that public deed, you fundamentally change your entire risk profile.
So how does this actually work in practice? It's a really simple three-step process. First, the public only ever sees the trustee's name on the deed. That's it. Second, that trustee is the one who legally holds the title. And third, you, the beneficiary, with all the actual control, you remain completely private. Your name just doesn't show up in any public database. Period.
But wait, it gets better. The benefits don't just stop at being anonymous. That privacy actually creates this cascade of other really powerful advantages for any property owner.
And here's just a quick look at what those advantages are. A land trust can help you avoid the absolute nightmare of probate. It can block certain liens and judgments from ever touching your property. It makes partnerships incredibly simple, and it can even ease the stress of dealing with tenants and seller financing. Let's break down a few of the biggest ones.
Okay, first up, avoiding probate. This is a massive benefit for estate planning. It can save your family thousands of dollars and months, sometimes years of legal headaches. When your property's in a trust, your heirs can inherit it directly. It just bypasses that costly, public, and super time-consuming court process altogether. Next up is a huge one, asset protection. Because the property is technically owned by the trust, a personal judgment or lien against you, the beneficiary, generally can't touch that property. It creates this powerful legal firewall between your personal financial life and your real estate assets. This is also a total game changer for anyone investing with partners. Say you want to buy out a partner or sell your share. You just transfer the beneficial interest with a simple private document. There's no need for notaries, witnesses, or filing a whole new deed at the courthouse. It turns a public headache into a simple private transaction. So when you start putting all these pieces together, the land trust starts to look less like just a single tool and more like a complete private operating system for your real estate investments. For example, just look at seller financing. If you sell a property and you finance the deal yourself, instead of going through a painful foreclosure if the buyer defaults, you can just hold their beneficial interest as security for the loan. It's a faster, private way to secure your investment without getting courts and sheriffs involved. And that really brings us to this powerful summary. The Land Trust is described as a complete operating system for your real estate and private. It's not just one thing, it's a whole strategy that touches everything from buying and managing to partnerships and estate planning, all while keeping you safely out of the public eye. So this brings us to one final, really crucial question. We live in an age where our data is just everywhere. Almost everything is public. With that in mind, what is the true value of your financial privacy? That's a question that is absolutely worth considering for every single asset you own.